All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Today, we are going to dive into a challenge that is defining the modern era of decision making we are living in 2026. So now we have more information than ever before, but still, a rather simple question often goes unanswered, which is this data actually reliable? So, we are living in a world of illusion of control. Dashboards are everywhere, metrics are updating in real time. Having data is not same as you would want to trust on it. So most people are not even struggling with data, they are struggling with knowing who to trust and what to trust. So as there is a widening gap between possessing the data and the confidence you have on top of it, they are two different things. And as the data volume and the AI automation projects are skyrocketing, our actual confidence in those decisions based on that data is seeming to be declining. So this is where most of our real world challenges begin in the first place. So why does this even matter? And especially in this scenario, you would be having those questions. So our ecosystem has totally shifted. In the old world, data was just recorded and stored. So if something breaks, it was pretty obvious and loud. People just know that, okay, the data file or that piece of information is just missing. You need to replace it or obtain it. But in the new world that we are seeing now, data is being generated, transformed at rapid scale, and simultaneously being interpreted by artificial intelligence. So the risk of failure here is a silent drift, so as to speak, which basically means that the data would look fine on the top, but the logic beneath could be wrong. So this requires a new human skill, which is moving from building reports to truly understanding and validating the logic behind those reporting structure. So let's look at the anatomy of silent failure. So these failures happen in three ways. First is systematic, meaning different systems can produce conflicting outputs from the same inputs. As we are using different models for different processes, they can have different biases which are produced by these opaque AI models which are not in conjunction with each other. And the third one could be infrastructural. So pipelines that slowly drift over time. Often you won't see the issue until it has already influenced a critical decision that was made in the past. So now let's look at the dangers of having unstable foundations. As we know, AI systems are generating outputs at massive scale. So even a minor inconsistency at the start can compound into massive errors by the time it reaches to the decision makers. So without a clear framework for trust, we are essentially building immense confidence on top of unstable foundations, which is wrong. So what is the solution? So the core philosophy of this journey is that truth is discovered, not assumed. And reaching to the source of truth isn't a destination that you can reach with a tool or like some other means, but rather it is a journey of continuous alignment, validation, and refining your processes. So let's look what is the paradigm shift here. What are we talking about in terms of data trustability score? So instead of trying to gather more data, we should focus on reasoning about the reliability of the data we already have. So the idea is that not all the data should be trusted equally. Some of it could be generated by AI related medias or coming from some sources which are biased towards certain perspective. So to reach a trusted insight, we must align these three vectors, so as to speak. First one is source logic, meaning how closely does it align with your original governing logic. Second one is temporal consistency. Does it have the same way across different systems, and over time when you're performing the same process at different interval, is it producing the same sort of output? And the third and the last one is transformation transparency, meaning what are those assumptions or AI models that we have used in order to bring the insights along the way? Are these influenced by some thoughts or some biases? So evolving governance blueprint says that as the systems become more complex and complex, the most critical node in the process is not going to be the dashboard. It is going to be the human which is operating with a framework of trust. So we must bring curiosity to the invention and bring more consistency to the models we are using and clarity of thinking on how we adjust and absorb the output. So this is where Source of Truth newsletter is all about. It is an educational space which sits at the intersection of data, AI, and risk. If you have ever felt like these fields were inaccessible to you, I'd like to remind you that this field rewards curiosity and consistency rather than anything else. So if you are willing to learn, this is the right space for you, and there is more space that we can create for you to sustain here, because in the end, better outcomes aren't coming from more data, they are coming from trustworthy data. So thank you for joining me in this journey. If this resonates to you, keep following and let me know your thoughts. Thank you.